Not the best way to end off the week. Not the best way to spend a Friday night. The Raptors, they got blown out here. They lose by 18 points, and Milwaukee got the blowout started early. So it wasn't really like at any point there was a lot of hope in this one. And we'll explain why Milwaukee just kept on scoring and why the Raptors just could not get any stops in tonight's post-game show. All right, so tough loss, 130-112. Raptors went down 10 early, like very early, and it stayed that way for the entire game. It was double digits throughout. The Raptors kind of made it somewhat interesting in the start of the fourth quarter. I don't think it ever got to single digits, but they did get it to 10 points at once. But every time the Raptors did get some stops, and it felt like those big moments you need in a comeback where like the big three that drops, you're on a big run, you knock down a three, bench gets up, morale goes up, everyone gets excited. That they just didn't hit any of those big shots today. You know what I mean? None of those big shots just seemed to fall for the Raptors, and not enough stops here. Like offense, like we'll see with the numbers, percentages, they did okay. Yeah, you're not gonna win allowing 130 points. Not gonna happen. In 3 of the 4 quarters, the Bucks scored 35 plus points. Just not enough defense here. And the Raptors set the tone defensively in a bad way in the first quarter. It was really poor from the Raptors in the first quarter, and it gave the Bucks a 15-point lead, which they ran with and basically maintained for the entire game. Like the entire third quarter, it was 15 to 12-point gap, and it just never really wavered off of that. So a deserved loss and a deserved blowout loss for the Raptors here. We'll touch on more in just a second here. We'll interrupt to say, hey, we do content like this for pretty much every Raptors game through the good, like beating Boston and the Golden State Warriors, and the bad of a nothing kind of game against the Bucks. So make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like it. So first quarter, Raptors lose 37-22. And as I said, like Bucks got out to a big lead early, and they went in attack mode out the gate of this game. Really tried to push the pace in transition. And somehow, after such a good performance against Boston, where everyone's locked in, engaged, showing effort, it was a real effortless first quarter by the Raptors. They just weren't, they were still in the locker room basically for the first quarter. The Bucks made a point of getting out in transition with Giannis, not allowing the Raptors to get set. And if we remember the last 2 times, specifically the last time the Raptors played this team, the game plan was to really double and triple team Giannis, not give him anything, which led to way too many easy kickouts. The Raptors go in the complete opposite direction today. Like, they went single coverage on Giannis, essentially, with Barnes. Who, look, Giannis had a big game. Absolutely. There's no solution to Giannis. There's just what's the best way to try and subdue him. We kind of have done both extremes now, where you overhelp like crazy too much and get torched on his assists, and he gets a 11-point triple-double. And then there's today where you probably don't help enough. You need to find a good blend for it, and we didn't. Giannis goes 12 of 19, 11 of 18 from the line for 35 points. I don't think Barnes did a horrific job on him, but it was just too easy too often for Giannis in transition, especially early in the game where he was feeding us for points, or we were feeding him points in a way where, again, got on transition, a lot of times, single coverage, like you're just not going to get stops there. But like if you're going to play Giannis this way, you have to live with a big game from him like this. But the Raptors just did not do nearly a good enough job on other players where, you got to stick with players on the perimeter where you can't let the dump off pass be too easy for Giannis. And it felt like that happened too often today. Like Lillard had a ton of points early. I think he had like 20 something at halftime. Ends the game with 26. They were able to take their foot off the gas a little bit, but a lot of good offensive numbers here from the Bucks. It was decent from the second quarter onward, but the first quarter put us in a hole that we weren't able to dig ourselves out of. And the effort was so bad in that quarter. I don't know how they can be up so much for the Celtics game and down so much for this game. But at least they didn't roll over. At least they kept reasonably in it throughout the game. And from the first quarter, it was a game that the Raptors were getting nothing out of because they were that bad. At least it turned into a game where there's something to be said about the way they played going forward on offense. Like, it wasn't Barnes' night. That's the blemish on this one. 4 of 16, 10 points, 0 of 6 from 3. At least it's 10 assists, but not a good game here from Barnes. But at least, Barrett drops 21, 7 of 16. Gradey drops 13, 5 of 12, but goes 0 of 5 from 3. Jesus, Gradey. Mitchell, another good game on offense. Pirtle, 12 and 10. Olynyk, maybe his best game of the season, 15 points. Bruce Brown, maybe his best game of the season, 17 points. Like, the Raptors shot the ball decently well. Well, actually, not from 3 in this. Wow, I feel like they had a lot better shooting from 3 at halftime. That came down a lot in the second half. But they go 47% from the field. Like, it certainly could have been a lot worse. They just could not get stops, especially in that third quarter when they were trying to mount a comeback. They just could not get stops. Like I think there was there must have been 8 possessions in a row where they were just trading buckets. The Raptors could not stop the Bucks, and the defense will cost them a little bit. It's going to happen in a game like this when you're playing a good team who's favored by 11. And it also didn't help how many times the Raptors fouled the Bucks, especially early. Wow, Raptors foul a lot, but man, did they really let the Bucks get to the line. The Bucks go 33 of 41 from the line. Raptors go 18 of 24, but got a lot of those free throws late. Not like officiating thing, just the Raptors fouled a lot. So even though possession stats pretty even, we get 3 more offensive rebounds, commit the same amount of turnovers, we win the possession battle. They dominate on efficiency, and they dominate on free throws. So at least that tough sequence. Missed a super chat there, but thank you so much to Jay Conda for sending that in. Very much appreciated. Thanks for all the support over the years, and thank you for the support tonight here. Upcoming schedule for the Raptors. We are going to hit an easier pocket soon. We have Orlando at home with Banchero back. Tough game. 2 games, not so easy, away at Atlanta, which Jalen Johnson should be back for. But the Raptors have the easiest remaining schedule in the NBA. Pelicans, Wizards, and Bulls after that. 3 very winnable games for the Raptors. Tanking fans have to kind of consider, look, we're bottom 2 right now, but New Orleans getting Zion back helps because they're going to win some games. But Utah sucks. Wizards will finish under the Raptors, I think, for sure. I think Brooklyn, how bad they are right now, and considering the Raptors' schedule, will finish under the Raptors. Charlotte, I think so as well. So I think there's 3, maybe 4 teams that will finish under the Raptors. But it's an easier schedule. So we'll see what management does in this next little period before the deadline. But the season's too far gone. I think this was... It wasn't good, but a lot of Raptors fans got a little bit too hyped off of a win against the Golden State Warriors. And look, it was an impressive win against Golden State and Boston, but a little too hyped off that for a team with a 10-31 record. This one was a humbling one that I think brought us back down to earth. And there's still a long season to go. Hey, we're game 42. We're over the halfway point in the season, but yeah, still definitely a long way to go for this one. But hopefully take some positive from the second, third, and fourth quarter because the first quarter was embarrassing once again. Let's be better. 3 nights off, rest it up, do better against Orlando. That'll do it for tonight's postgame show. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content like it. We'll see you for that one against Orlando.